Hello, I'm Becky.
And I'm Daudi.
And this is
Fast,
the show where we make way for women to get into the political conversation.
And today we're having a conversation on the crucial role of men in the progress and participation of women. And to help us advance that conversation, we have Godfrey Kutesa, who is the proprietor of the Boys Mentorship Program.
And we also have Betty Itho Naloyima, who's the vice chairperson of Wakiso District Local Government.
And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's make way and make some noise.
Well, in my thinking, it's just not a Gulu thing. I think the gender leaders, the gender agencies, the approach to the women empowerment has outrightly been super wrong. It has been so much that you have to disempower a man to empower a woman. It has been put as men versus women. And therefore has got it really wrong, you know?
What do you mean when you say men versus women? Can you give me like a tangible example?
Traditionally, men were better placed than women. And therefore those who set the debate today make it look like make a woman feel better than a man. And therefore it puts men on the defensive. Secondly, empowering a woman, ignoring empowering a man does not prepare a man to interface, or find his perfect role in the life of an empowered woman. And that's where I think it's just not a Gulu thing. It's a little bit to me like a global thing.
It's a global thing.
Interventions focus on women more than men.
Well, thank you for joining us once again on Fast. And today, it's quite exciting, this conversation that we're going to be having about the crucial, keyword being crucial, the crucial role of men in women's progress. And here's why I say this. Last season on this show, I was told that I did not deserve to be moderating a show about women's issues because how can you introduce the folks into the hen house, all right? And and Godfrey, I think we'll start with you because you run a boys mentorship program. Do you believe that it's important for men to be part of this conversation, and do you believe that that will lead to an actual change?
Yeah, I believe, first, I believe men should be part of the conversation. I want them to share the space. But now, my belief is not what other people believe. So my belief is to have men back on the table. And what other people believe is to push away, like you said. Someone said, get off the table. You shouldn't be moderating this. You understand? Why should it be that you shouldn't be?
I think we need to get it better. Probably, in many times, there's been that need. And we are saying as women leaders, as women who are still interested in seeing more numbers come on board. Look at the district leadership. Today, take your time. Look at the parliamentary composition. I'm happy for people like Kutesa here who have come up to see that the male child, the boy child, also comes up. But still, some of us women who are still, who have reached somewhere, we are not yet anywhere, we are not anything, but who have reached somewhere, we still need to bring up these other girls to role model them better so that we can have a 50-50 world. Why? Because a woman's role cannot be explained better than any other gender or any other sex than the women. So that's why we are saying that we need to bring males to advocate more as the women also continue advocating more for women issues.
I do agree with Betty when she says the reason as to why the women empowerment movement was made actually exists. It is true. And every male and female will agree with me that they haven't always had the benefits that some might possess now. They haven't always been at an advantage when it comes to service assessment, ownership of things, getting involved in governance. They haven't always had it easy. They had to fight to get there. So the cause, truthfully, was there for empowerment. But taking us back to now the crucial involvement of men in this discussion. Because now I think the movement has gotten to a point where we have realized unless the men...
Not yet realized. We've not yet realized.
We've not yet realized.
No, I'm talking about statistics that you need to look at. Let's talk about Uganda as a whole. Look at the highest topmost positions. Look at the cabinet. How many women? How many women are
that's
there?
not what I'm saying. I've said the movement to empower women has gotten to a point where we've realized without the men in this conversation, we're not going anywhere. Why are some people in society opposed to it? And this is not only the men. There's both men and women who are opposed to having an empowerment. Why are some people opposed to it?
I'm going to answer your question, but let me first come to her. She talks about we are not yet there. You know, I wouldn't want this to be like a competition. And the more we make it a competition, the more we lose the point. We should not, actually society should not make it seem like men are competing with women, because that will never happen. Or females are competing with males. If you talk about statistics, look at the positions in parliament, cabinet, it shouldn't be a competition.
Good Lord.
All I'm saying, okay, is that males and females should share the same space.
I love that.
You understand?
Same
space.
So you're not
Equal.
necessarily
There
saying
isn't
that it should be a 50-50 split.
No, it shouldn't be a competition that now, like men have got this one, even as women should get
But-
this. That is wrong.
But I'm sorry. Godfrey, allow me to come in. One thing we need to first get clear, that the way you are saying that, and even God was not someone who was mistaken. Women and men, we can never be the same. But given this world, we have the same opportunity to see that we are balancing life with equal and similar ways, similar opportunities. Nothing like that one can be done by only men. There are those other reproductive roles that I can only agree that it can never be for men. And those reproductive roles, that I can agree that it will never be for females. We cannot share reproductive roles. But these gender roles.
Could you help us make the distinction between opportunities and reproductive roles?
Oh, thank you. First of all, let's first understand the role. We have two words that are continuously used together, or could be mistaken. Yes. The gender roles and the sex roles, which are reproductive roles. For example, I'm a mother. By the way, I'm also a wife. There are some things, however much my husband may love to do, however much he might escort me to the labor suit, he can never deliver, okay? He cannot push, he cannot, he's not going to go to the theater to be dissected, okay? But he's going to have that gender role of aiding. The gender roles, these are the ones that are shown by society that these are for males and females. These are given out. The gender roles have given out. But the reproductive roles, those ones arise out of our nature. Those ones arise out of our sex. So the gender roles can never be given to another sex or another person. Whereas the reproductive roles, those ones, sorry for that. Gender roles can be shared. They don't have to be like, it's a woman who has to bathe the baby, it's a woman who has to cook food, nothing. Whereas those reproductive roles, for example, breastfeeding, however much I love my husband to help me, he's not going to breastfeed. So I have to take it on and know that it's what? It's me who is supposed to breastfeed the baby.
Godfrey, you are saying that there is no need for a 50-50 split in the way, because again, SDGs are saying, look, we need to get to a place where there's equal representation in parliaments, equal representation on local councils, equal ownership of land. Basically 50-50 access. And you're saying that's not necessarily required.
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this. We should change our thinking from competition. You understand? Men should not be competing or should not see themselves as competing with women. And women should not see themselves, as long as this empowerment is aimed at competition, it's going to go the wrong direction. Why? This has become a president. We have also to make sure that a woman becomes a president. This has become this. We have also to do this. You understand? Then it loses its meaning. Yet if the empowerment comes in, she talks about roles. But for me, I bring in two words: roles and responsibilities. Roles cannot be abdicated, but responsibilities can be shared. Someone else can pick a kid from you, from school, for you. Hey, can you pick my child from school? That's a responsibility. You can give it to someone else. But for you to become a father to that child, or for you to become a mother to that child, you cannot abdicate that responsibility to another person. So those are two words. Now, what I am saying is that our sons and our daughters should be taught where their responsibilities are and where the roles are. My starting of the program, you answered me, is to teach our sons first their roles. And in the process of learning their roles, they should also understand, in order to fulfill their roles, they need to carry on responsibilities. What are the responsibilities? It's not a must that you should be the boss in the house. Sit and wash your feet. No. You can do that yourself. That's your responsibility. You can be able to cook. You can go out and... Yet, also our daughters are supposed to be taught their roles to give back, like she said.
So...
Am I coming?
You are coming, and I'd just like to move that to something, which is the responsibilities that are accorded by society.
Yes.
And the conversation around patriarchy and how that system accords certain responsibilities and has created an unfair playing field.
I love that.
Girl child.
I already
And we'll do that right after the break. Of course, you can be part of the conversation at home by getting onto your social media, Facebook, Twitter. That's at FastFast. The hashtag is also FastFast. And also you can catch up on things that you might have missed on YouTube. We'll be back in just a bit.